Welcome to Royal Lovers. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and show some love to royalty. I am your host, Zane. Here, we delve into the captivating world of royal affairs, the secrets, the scandals, and the stories that make the monarchy so mesmerizing. From the halls of Buckingham Palace to the grandeur of Windsor Castle, we traverse the royal landscape, bringing you closer to your favorite royals. So buckle up for a regal ride. Get ready for some intriguing royal insights. Today, we delve into the intriguing story of Duchess Meghan's estrangement from her father. It's a tale that, while personal, has had far-reaching implications, even causing ripples in the royal palace. In the midst of royal gossip and conjecture, one story that continues to resurface is that of Meghan Markle's strained relationship with her father, Thomas Markle. This estrangement, which became public knowledge in 2018, reportedly set off alarm bells within the palace walls. But why such a reaction to a personal family matter? Well, it's believed that the royal family, particularly Queen Elizabeth II, saw the potential damage this family rift could cause to the royal family's image. A family, after all, is seen as a representation of unity and harmony, values the royal family holds dear. Now, just to play devil's advocate, let's consider the possibility that the Queen was indeed alarmed by Meghan's sudden estrangement from her father. The question then becomes, did the Queen and the courtiers genuinely think the best course of action was to encourage Meghan to mend fences with her father, despite his public lies and attempts to monetize their relationship? It seems that the subsequent events, including Thomas Markle's decision to sell his daughter's personal letter to the media, only affirmed Meghan's decision to cut ties. The selling of such a personal document was seen as a betrayal, a confirmation perhaps, that Meghan's decision to sever contact was the right one. Yet, amidst all this, there are those who believe Meghan and Harry should make amends, not just with her father, but also with the British public. Back in May, it was clear that Harry's father, Prince Charles, despite his own outburst, was not ready to make peace privately. So, was Queen Elizabeth's alarm justified? Was her advice to Meghan to write a letter to her father the right one? Or did it inadvertently lead to more harm than good? But was the Queen's alarm justified? Let's take a deeper look. So, how did the palace react to this familial discord? You might wonder. Well, let's delve into that. The palace, particularly Queen Elizabeth II, was taken aback by Meghan's sudden estrangement from her father. The Queen, known for her deep sense of duty and family values, was considerably alarmed by this break in the familial bond. She was not alone in her concern. The palace courtiers too were perturbed by the situation. In an attempt to mend the strained relationship, and perhaps to prevent any potential damage to the royal family's image, the Queen suggested Meghan reach out to her father. This suggestion came from a place of wisdom, having seen the monarchy weather numerous storms over the decades. The Queen believed that a personal letter might be a bridge to reconciliation, a way to extend an olive branch. Meghan, respecting the monarch's advice, penned a heartfelt letter to her father. It was a private outreach, an attempt to mend fences, and perhaps to set the record straight. It was a move that was sincere and personal, guided by the Queen's suggestion and Prince Charles's endorsement. But here's an important point to remember. The Queen's suggestion wasn't just about smoothing over a personal disagreement. Her Majesty understood the repercussions that such a public familial feud could have on the royal family. Meghan's estrangement from her father was not just personal, it had become public, and public disagreements have a way of impacting the image of the monarchy. To say that alarm bells were ringing in the palace would be an understatement. A royal source indicates that the Queen might have had an inkling of the storm that was brewing. She realized the potential damage the disagreement could inflict on the royal family. However, the results were not as the Queen might have intended. The letter, meant to be an olive branch, was seen by Mr. Markle as a dagger to the heart. This reaction only served to further complicate the already strained relationship and put the palace in a difficult position. Meghan did indeed write a letter, but it didn't have the expected outcome. As we delve into the details, it becomes clear that her intentions were not met with the anticipated response. Under the guidance of Queen Elizabeth and the Prince of Wales, Meghan reached out to her estranged father, Thomas Markle. She penned a heartfelt letter, a sincere attempt to bridge the chasm that had formed between them. This wasn't just a note, it was a significant gesture, an olive branch extended in hope of mending their relationship. Yet, the letter's reception was far from what Meghan, or indeed the royal family, had hoped for. Thomas Markle described it as a dagger to the heart, a shocking reaction given the intentions behind the letter. It's heartbreaking to imagine Meghan's disappointment. Her olive branch met not with reconciliation, but with further estrangement. This reaction raises questions about the dynamics of the Markle family and the depth of the rift between Meghan and her father. It also sheds light on the complexity of the situation. Meghan no doubt had hoped for a resolution, a path towards healing. The fallout from this letter is significant. It not only marked a turning point in Meghan's relationship with her father, but also reinforced her decision to sever ties. After all, how can you mend a bridge when the other party sees your olive branch as a weapon? Ultimately, this incident reinforces the complexity of family dynamics, especially when they intersect with public life. Meghan's letter, meant as a peace offering, ended up being perceived as an attack. This misinterpretation, whether intentional or not, only served to deepen the estrangement between father and daughter. In retrospect, Meghan's letter to her father was a gamble that, unfortunately, did not pay off. In the end, this personal gesture turned public spectacle did nothing but intensify the already strained relationship. This letter certainly didn't bridge the gap between Meghan and her father. The fallout from this familial dispute had wider implications. It wasn't just a matter of a duchess and her distant father, it was a scenario that was poised to impact the royal family as a whole. The British monarchy, an institution built upon centuries of tradition and decorum, suddenly found itself in the throes of a very public, very messy family feud. The royal family, typically shrouded in a veil of privacy and protocol, were now part of a narrative they had little control over. This wasn't a situation the palace was accustomed to, and it certainly wasn't one they were prepared for. The alarm bells that initially rang when Meghan's relationship with her father soured were now full-blown sirens. The royal family, for all their power and prestige, were potentially facing a public relations disaster. The Queen, ever the stalwart monarch, was quick to recognize the potential damage this could inflict on the royal family. Her Majesty, with her decades of experience and wisdom, understood that this wasn't just about Meghan and her father. This was about the monarchy itself, the institution she had dedicated her life to preserving. It was about the reputation of the royal family, both at home and abroad. In retrospect, the Queen's concerns were not unfounded. The estrangement between Meghan and her father and the subsequent fallout did indeed cast a long shadow over the royal family. It was a situation that put the monarchy in a difficult position, one that was hard to navigate without causing further damage. Yet, the Queen's foresight was not just about damage control. It was also about understanding the dynamics of family, of relationships, and the complexities that come with them. It was about recognizing that even the royal family, with all its grandeur and glory, is not immune to the trials and tribulations that all families face. In the end, the Queen's concerns were not just about the present, but also about the future. She saw the potential for this situation to spiral out of control, to become a storm that could engulf the royal family. The Queen may have had an inkling of the storm that was brewing. This story serves as a reminder of the pressures and complexities of royal life. The tale of Duchess Meghan's estrangement from her father, which we've explored today, has shown us how personal issues can become public spectacle when one is part of the royal family. It's a poignant example of how the royal life we often admire comes with its own unique challenges. We've seen how the palace reacted with concern, viewing the estrangement as a potential threat to the royal family's image. The Queen's advice to Meghan to write a letter to her father was an attempt to mend fences, indicative of the royal family's preference for diplomacy and reconciliation. But, as we've discussed, the result was not as expected. The letter, meant to be an olive branch, was seen as a dagger to the heart by Meghan's father, further complicating their relationship. This unfortunate consequence illustrates the unpredictability and difficulty of navigating personal relationships within the royal context. In the aftermath of these events, we're left with a clearer understanding of the challenges Duchess Meghan and other royals face. Their lives, while seemingly glamorous, are filled with complexities that require delicate handling. Thank you everyone for watching the video, and remember to show some love by subscribing and sharing. Don't forget to leave a comment. Thank you. I am your loyal host, Zane.